Should we rock and roll?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are, brother.
There we are. So, Catflap chats. This will be episode 60 now. So we're flying. I've got it's dry January, but Tiny Rebel Brewery give me a couple of beers every episode. So I can't not have a beer. So I've got a little Club Tropicana today. Club Tropicana.
Right, I'm going to join you with a Norco. This is how sad I'm going to be.
Go get one then.
How sad is that? You're on the beers and I'm on a fucking Norco.
Hey, to be fair, I'll be training after this, so I'll sweat it all out anyway.
That's why I got a Norco. I'm just trained.
Class. So, Happy New Year, pal. Thanks for coming on. For people who don't know, we've got Mr. Thomas Powell on, probably most famously from Love Island, 2016. Yeah. We've got loads of things going on. Obviously, PT, CrossFit trainer, brand stuff. You've got your OnlyFans kicking off and going wild, I've seen. So what's news in your world, pal?
It's getting there. The OnlyFans isn't, the main thing, to be honest.
What's going on?
It's a nice little side burner, I'm not going to lie.
Is it?
When the money's coming in, like $3,000 a month, it's fucking hard to say no to,
Fair play. That's one of the things I've been asked a few times is to get someone on from OnlyFans and chat about it. And
yeah,
I'm sure there's loads of myths about what it should, what people's perception of it is versus what it really is. I've
probably exactly what you think it is. You're getting your bum all out for money. And I'm not even joking. That's not an exaggeration. I get my bum all out for money.
And so, why did you start that then?
I started it originally about 2 years ago. Yeah. Getting on the bandwagon, whatever. My missus at the time didn't like it, so I came off.
Yeah.
I had a break up at the start of this year. Yeah. I was like, do you know, I know a few lads that are making a bit of pee. Let's see what it's about. Started it, and I made like $1,000 in the first week, and I was like,
fucking hell.
Okay then. This isn't bad.
Yeah.
So I just carried on really. And one thing after you say, when you first start, you're like, oh, I'm not going to go naked. I'm not going to show my dick. I'm not going to show this.
Yeah.
And within 5 days, everything's out. It just sort of, it's a snowball effect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you can't say no to that sort of money, to be honest with you. And let's face it, we're all rugby lads. We've got our dicks out in front of other lads before 27. We've all sent a bird or, a guy, whatever you're into, a dick pic. We've all done it. Now, I'm just getting paid for it.
You were asking you for it now instead.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you're doing this thing where people are sending you their their dicks or whatever, and then you're rating them then as well.
See, I read this right. The first time this isn't true.
It's not, is it? Okay.
I ever heard of this. My sister texted me saying, Tom, are you rating people's dicks? I was like, no, Chloe, I'm not. What are you on about? And she sent me a news article from The Sun or from some news team that had done this and had printed this. And I was like, I didn't even know where they got this from. It's totally oblivious, so no, I'm not doing that. I don't know how much I'd even charge for that.
A $5 it was saying.
See, that's a bit cheap, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that if you're making $3,000 a month on this, then a $5 is like a fucking drop in the ocean.
Exactly. And how many dicks am I rating for $3,000 a month? Jesus Christ!
Oh, that is a lot. To be fair,
that's time consuming. It's time consuming.
Oh, this is crap. What am I opening to a podcast? This is I was going to try and be professional.
I do apologise to anyone.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting this kind of,
Fucking hell,
they're signing in for the Love Island gossip, and there's me talking about getting
bubbles. Yeah. Hey, mate, this is real life, though. This is what it's about. What's on OnlyFans, then? Let's get this out of the way, since we're on it, right? What's the mindset with that? Do you... if I started now, I know that I'd probably get a backlash from work because I've got a 9 till 5 with radio station, or my family or whatever, my mum and dad, or friends and judgments and stuff like that. How do you process that? And do you genuinely just not give a fuck, or the people that you care about are okay with it?
Mixture of both, to be fair. So obviously you get a few people saying, you know, what are you doing that for? And I'm like, $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
You make $3,000 a month as a side job, and then come back to me and I'll care.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I hang out with are in my industry. They're in, you know, have been on TV or in, you know, and all that. So a lot of people that have been on TV do OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So with that slot, there's no speculation upon it. But with my boys' room, you might get an odd comment, you know, but none of them really care. They're just trying to get banter. They're just trying to wind you up a little bit. Like, if someone actually cared, like if the girl I'm seeing right now asked me, Steve, she's like, oh, Tom, I don't like it. Yeah. I'd stop, hands down. It's only, you know, a side hustle to make a bit of extra money. If she really didn't like it, then I'd stop.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care, you know, because she knows I'm straight, and it is 90% gay people that sign up to my page. So it's not as if I'm going to go off cheating. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she understands it all, to be fair. So she's quite supportive.
What's the weirdest kind of request you've had so far on there?
Easy. There's a guy that asked me. He was like, he's like, I gave him 70 quid to do this, and I was like, okay, that's all right. He sent me a script of me pretending to be back in the Love Island villa, but farting every 30 seconds. Honestly, so I had to be playing different characters in the Love Island villa.
Yeah.
And like talking like them, you know, giving accents.
Yeah.
And then farting and pretending it was someone else. A reenactment, a real script. It was about a 3-page script. This guy had thought in depth detail about all this, and I'm like, no, this. Don't get me wrong. I like, we all have our fetishes, but farting ain't. It's not a bit of me.
It's not sexy, is it?
I can't see the sexual attraction with farting. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I am fucking weak.
Mate, like some of them are weird.
It's tickled me, mate. I can imagine. Like, I've got a couple of friends who are like not on OnlyFans, but I've done a bit of modelling or some stuff like that. And you know, I don't know if you know Jessica Davis, blonde girl who done a lot of modelling. Yeah. You know, she was saying about some of the requests that she gets, and that's like on Twitter where people can see what you're typing and stuff. Like, it's fucking mad.
On Twitter is savage. People do not care. They like tweet me back asking me for my worn socks. This is normal. Like, if I had foot fetish, I'd make sure no one knew, and I'd be DMing you on the slide. Not replying so everyone can fucking see it.
It's funny how you can just like put that almost that mask on that suit of armor where for you it's just it's money and it's work, and actually it doesn't seem to affect you, and you just take it in your stride.
Massively. And a big part of it is, why are you judging someone for being a sex worker? Like, that's my big, like, most people that I know that do OnlyFans make 5-10 grand a month, and this is their only job. This is their main income. For me, it's a side hustle, so if I lost it, it wouldn't really matter to me. But most people that I know, this is their only income. And then people like criticize them and do this and say, oh, you're a slag, you're this, you're that. But then go and watch porn. Porn stars.
And they're probably not paying for it, are they?
Exactly. So, like, I don't understand why people are slating people that are doing OnlyFans and they're making a killing, but then go watch porn.
It's interesting. Like, I think like the perception, because I've looked at on Twitter just to like try and like see what's going on and try and do a bit of research on it, I suppose. And you see the girls on there more so that are like get called slags and stuff like 24/7.
A lot.
But like how many? I'd be surprised. It'd be interesting to see how many of them were actually shagging on camera for people, unless it was their fella, I suppose. But how many of them?
Most people that I know do content with their partner. I do know a few content creators, fans, that do meet up with a few different only other fans, creators, and make sex, you know, because it's their job. And I was speaking to one before. Like, I'm not as in depth as all them. I'm not like down the rabbit hole. I'm just like tearing on the outside, making a little bit of money. Happy days where I am. I'm not into all this, you know, meeting up and making content. I've never done it. I don't think I ever will. But I started speaking to someone at the start of the year who is an OnlyFans. That's all she does. And she was like, oh, yeah, I'm just going around this guy's house to make content. I'm like, hang on, what? Okay, but she was like so blatantly like that's the normality of it.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I say? Like we're dating.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. Me personally, I couldn't get over that.
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's a job, but me, I think it was too far.
It's each their own, I suppose. You know.
Yeah, it is each their own. If you're a big enough person to say, yeah, I can let my bird do that, fair play to you. I'm a jealous motherfucker. I cannot be doing that. No.
Oh, funny, man. This is crap. Fair play. This is a hell of an intro to the podcast, mate.
It is, yeah.
With like, do you feel pressure with OnlyFans to keep coming up with new content or post every single day, or do you just literally as you get up, or
all the time? It does get a little bit tedious making content.
Yeah.
To think about new things, but then especially on lockdown, I can't leave the fucking house.
Yeah.
Like there's only so many angles I can show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it does get slightly tedious. I'm not gonna lie. I try and make it as refreshing as possible, but then again, like I said, there's only so many fucking angles you can do.
Yeah, it must be tough. I seen your WhatsApp picture. The boys say you got a pair of budgie smugglers on, mate. Big fan of those boys. I know the boys down the budgie as well.
Smugglers, mate. I'm Welsh. I'm a rugby lad. We love budgie smugglers and shit like that. It's funny. We live in stuff like that, don't we?
Oh mate, I went to Dubai Sevens, not December just gone, the year before, and I lived in them for 4 days. Like, and someone sent me. So one of my friends who lives in Dubai, she was on Tinder, and she sent me a picture of a guy in a like Oppo suit, one of those like comedy suits.
Yeah.
And me and him had a picture, and I was in matching budgies to his suit, and that was his Tinder profile in Dubai.
Tinder profile.
Yeah. He's fucking berserk, mate. Funny, like. I love it.
Things ever. Absolutely love it. I took a pair to Magaluf. We went on a stag do last year.
Yeah.
So all the boys were like, oh yeah, beach day, whatever. Go get asked on the beach. Come down, meet them all by the pool, and there's me and their budgie smugglers. Them all in long board shorts. Honest to God, they hated me. They absolutely hated me. So when you're not a rugby lad, that's not the norm.
No, it's not.
If I went on tour with the rugby boys, wearing a mankini all day is normal.
Yeah, it's also I think it's a little bit to do with definitely rugby, but also the Welsh have just got a little bit of a blasé attitude when they're on tour with stuff like that as well.
Yeah, as the Welsh and Northern.
Yeah.
Northern lads are quite similar to us.
Yeah, just don't give a shit, like.
At all, ever.
Budgies, mate. I went to, what is it? Marbella, Ocean Beach, and Ocean Club in Marbella. And
that doesn't interest me. I'd get kicked out straight away.
Well, so I'd never been. But I was massive into budgies, and I'm with 3 other lads. They're all in their shorts. So I pull their shorts down, and the bouncers, they're huge, aren't they, out there? Comes over and he's like, no, not today. And I said, oh, mate, come on. I bet you I'll have the place going. He said, no. We'll see what the clientele's like in an hour. I said, all right, no worries, because we got there early. I'd never been. Hour later, he comes back and he was like, basically, €100 stashed away. You can do what you want for the day. God. So I was like, no worries, fine, €100. Mate, I said, guarantee someone says something the minute I fucking get them out. Shorts hadn't even hit the floor. There was a Scottish hen party. Not the best, but they were a couple of beds across. Budgie smuggler, get over here. Mate, we had people dancing, singing, fucking doing all sorts in there, mate. People love them. They're class.
Massively. They just think, I think they are quite associated with rugby players, and rugby players are associated with nutcases.
A confidence, I think, as well.
Yeah.
You're confident in your own body.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like a year ago, I would never have worn that, me personally. Even though I trained my whole life, I'm not really one of these to go to the beach and take my top off. I never really liked it. Now I've done a lot of self-development over the past year.
Yeah.
Realised I don't give a fuck. So now I'll happily be like not bollock naked, but in my budgie smugglers in Ocean Beach, hands up, not caring about anything. And imagine 10 people like that. The vouchers are going to struggle.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's they are interesting. They're good. They're good lads as well. The Budgies guys. They're good old crack. What are you up to then? Sort of at the moment. Obviously, lockdown. The last year's been fucking shit show here in Wales and the UK.
It's been crazy.
What have you been up to then?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No.
Well, I've stopped doing my clothing brand.
Yeah.
Well, we stopped about a couple of months ago because it was a lot of work and not much return. And my business partner got a new job working in a mental health children's home. So he was, a lot of time was taken up there. My time was taken up with PT, managing a gym in Swansea, saving, etc. So we thought, right, we're not done yet because I've got a nightclub in Zante.
Yeah.
I drove there this summer. That's one thing I fucking did. I drove to Greece.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. I drove through 14 fucking countries.
What was that like?
During a worldwide pandemic. Probably not my smartest move.
Did you catch it?
I never, touch wood, I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't caught it, no. But the first lockdown, it wasn't that bad. Was in the first lockdown? Like it was sunny outside.
Yeah.
Got to train. Like I've got my garage gym, so I was getting up at 7 a.m. doing an hour's cardio. I was getting on Zoom calls with all my clients, getting that done by like 10.
Yeah.
And then I do classes for my gym. I do classes on Zoom, 45 minutes done over and over. Then I train myself. So like I was tanned as hell. I was in great shape.
Yeah. And
then towards the end of the summer, starting to get bored. Me and my mate's a videographer. He works for like Joel Corey, Majestic. He's worked all over.
Yeah.
We were like, come on, let's do something weird. And because I own a nightclub in Greece, he was like, fuck it, let's drive to Greece. And this dumb fucker said, yeah. So it was me, Aaron, the videographer, and our best mate, Jake. Yeah. They're both northern lads, so they're like us, they're lippy as fuck.
Yeah.
Don't care. So we literally, we planned it for like a week. And by planned, we did bare minimum. And I mean, the bare minimum. It's on YouTube, if anyone wants to watch. It's about 14 minutes long. And it's about us trying to get from here to Greece.
Yeah.
From here to France, Luxembourg, Germany, Austria, Croatia, that was all fine. In Croatia, we didn't even show our passports. Not once. Did not show our passports. We got, it wasn't Albania. Where was it? One country turned us around and said that we couldn't go. And I was like, okay, one step back. That happened 3 times. They searched our car. They broke my car. We had that. One time they searched everything. Didn't find anything, obviously. And they were like, money, put on seat. I was like, what? He's like, what money you got? So we had to chuck like 50 euro on my chair, walk away and then pick it up and come get it. There was change in my little cup holders. They took all of my change, everything. And they were like, oh yeah, you go, okay. And I went, fucking hell. But it was supposed to take us 8 days. It took us 14 days. Which was, it was a step, like we got to Greece and they were like, no, you can't come in. We were like, we've driven halfway across the world, yeah? What do you mean we can't come in? So we had to drive back up through Albania, through Bulgaria, through Macedonia. Yeah, through Macedonia into Bulgaria. And then go through the checkpoint there. They said no. You have to go get a test. So we had to go get a test in a random hospital, stay in Bulgaria for 3 days, had a bit of a lad's holiday, got the negative tests, then got through to Greece and had to drive all the way down through Greece in 1 day to get to Zante, as a Ginthos, by the night to catch the ferry to get there, etc. But it was a nightmare. Meanwhile, my girlfriend flew in 4 hours.
Why didn't you fucking fly, pal?
We thought it'd be fun.
Jesus Christ.
To be fair, right? I would not change a thing. It was hilarious. And I mean, probably one of the best things I've ever done. Like, to say I have driven through Europe to Greece to open my nightclub.
Yeah.
During a worldwide pandemic. Like, you can't ever say that again.
That's mad. How did you come about to owning a nightclub then in Greece?
I worked there. So I did seasons in Zante.
Yeah.
2013, 2014. I managed a nightclub there in 2015. And then got to 2016 and I went on Love Island. Had an influx of cash.
Yeah.
Instead of blowing it all and put it all up my fucking nose, like most people do, just decided to try and reinvest. And my good mate, who's now my business partner, texted me saying, I've got a business opportunity. I'm opening one of the clubs. I bought it. Could deal with an extra partner. I only own 25% of it.
Yeah.
He owns 75%, but he wanted me as a partner because knew I'd probably not be there much, and he could do what he wants. So if I don't want to go and do another season now, he'll run it there, and I can stay at home. But little does he realise, I'm Peter fucking Pan. I'm never growing up, and I'm going to be in Zante every summer, forever.
You're like the business, the Danny Dyer.
I'm just going to be the drunk cunt in the corner every night, yelling at people.
Get out of my club.
Doing random burpees. Or snatching people.
You'd be like Benji. Is it Benji and Magaluf?
Benji, oh my God. That guy is a legend.
Exactly. Everyone who's been to Maga knows about Benji.
Is he still there?
I went on a stag 5-6 years ago and he was still there. And since coming back, people who have been have spoken about him, so I assume so.
Well, I was there last year. I was only there for 3 days. And I didn't see him.
I don't know. We'll have to investigate this.
I know, because I remember he used to pick people up with his teeth and things, didn't he?
Mate, he was just like shoulder pressing birds and stuff, and like
shoulder pressing birds. We went on we were playing the beach rugby tournament there.
Yeah.
So there was a few like big lads, like Thorny, this guy's name. He was, I reckon, 20 stone. This guy. We paid Benji €20, and he literally picked it up over his head. 20 stone. He's
mad, isn't he?
Like,
he must, was he just 6'4", he must be 6'6", something like that, and he is
massive
120, 125 kilos must be, but he's fucking muscle, isn't he?
Yeah, full of muscle.
Barrel chested.
Oh no! Yeah, he can bench press the world.
If he catches you, he'll fill you in. But if you get away, you're all right.
Yeah. Yes. I wouldn't want to chance it, to be honest.
No, I know me. Fuck that. Just pay him. There you are, mate. How much money?
Yeah, literally, that would be all it would be. Take my money. Take me. I'm sorry.
What's the club like out in Greece then?
It's not your typical nightclub, let's say. It's not bottle service, VIP. We're going to make you feel special. It's you walk in there. If you're Scottish or ginger, I'm going to abuse the fuck out of you. It's a place you go with the boys to get pissed, to get wrecked. My business partner is a bigger wreckhead than me. I've been a rugby lad my whole life.
Yeah.
All we like is banter and getting pissed.
Yeah.
So our drinks are strong as fuck. There's no bottle service.
Yeah.
If you're one of those that loves bottle service, loves VIP booths, don't come in my club because you will not enjoy it at all.
It's like an adult walkabout.
Yeah, if you buy a tray of shots, I'm probably going to try and boot that out your hand. I'll buy you another tray, but I'm going to probably try and do something.
Just give you the bottle of Jaeger down the throat instead.
Well, speaking of Jaeger, we do a dentist chair. So there's a chair like this, and then you flip the switch and it goes back. And you put a bottle of Jaeger. If you get in the fastest time, you get your money back. But obviously, no one does it. But I've seen girls do it in 10 seconds. It's not Jaeger. We fill it up. So people don't die, basically.
Yeah.
But it's like village wine, gin, juice, everything. It's pretty strong. If I don't like you, it's going to be strong as fuck. But I've seen girls do 2 in the night, and I'm like, you are crazy.
Machines.
It's that sort of vibe. You go there to get pissed with the lads. We haven't even got bouncers because we don't need them. It's not typical nightclub. There's no roof. So it's just you look up at the stars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's indie music. So it's an indie club.
Yeah.
So it's all Catfish and the Bottleman, etc.
Yeah.
All that kind of music. And we're open till 7 a.m. So it's
I forgot what it's like to do shifts like that. I'm quite good on a stag for being 3-4 days in a row, 10 a.m. till 7 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
I'm quite good for that. Like, but I'd like having a year off it now. I don't know how I used to do it. Like having a couple of drinks in the house, like New Year's Eve or whatever. I was like, fuck me, I'm shattered now.
Honestly, it sneaks up on you, doesn't it? I
Yeah,
did seasons like religiously. So I was drinking my first season. I drank heavily for
yeah.
151 days straight.
It's fucking
Now,
mad.
I went there this season. I was there for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I drink for 2 nights. I need a week off.
yeah,
I'm like, I can't do it. I cannot. I just can't recover.
yeah. That's it. It's the sleep,
Oh,
mate. The fucking sleep.
yeah. Like in this country, I get up at 6 a.m. Oh, well, I open the gym at 6 a.m. every morning. So I get up at 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah,
Out there, I'm still wide awake at 5 o'clock every morning.
yeah,
It's literally the polar opposite of my life here.
yeah. It's good though. I suppose you got that balance where you can focus, settle down, get some work done, sort yourself out physically, mentally, or whatever in the UK. Then have a blowout there for however many months. And if you don't want to keep doing it, you can just come home.
Yeah, that's the nice. I've always got an option. If I get bored of this country, I'm gone. Like I was supposed to be going to Bali. My ideal job, my ideal life is to open a coffee shop in Bali.
Yeah.
Work 6 a.m. until 2 every day, then go CrossFit Wanderlust for the rest of the day, go to the gym, go train, go surf on the beach.
Yeah.
Every afternoon. So my plan was this year, we were supposed to go in January. Originally we was going last September.
Yeah.
COVID kicked in. So then we planned again to leave in January, but obviously now I can't leave.
Yeah.
So now we don't know when we're going to go. But the
as soon as you can.
As soon as I can, really. So it's just to find a nice little coffee shop I can open that's going to be full of dogs. I'm going to let everyone's dogs come in.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be surrounded by dogs and coffee all day.
Class. And sunshine.
And sunshine. Like, that's all I want. Me, my bird, loads of dogs and coffee. So,
I mean, I can imagine that's a decent life, to be fair, bro.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not for drinking anymore. I can't do it. Like, I've drank once. When I drove back from Zante in September last year. It was my birthday on Boxing Day. That's the first time I've drank since I've been home. And the only time I've drank since I've been home.
Yeah. I think it's like, I've said this before in the pod, it's changed the way I look at things a bit. Like, with my job and just me as a person, probably a bit similar to you in that grown up rugby, very social, enjoy a good drink. And then with the job, there was loads of hospitality, boxes at various stadiums, sports games or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you drink quite often. And this year, I think last year, 2020, I must have, from that March, I reckon I drunk fucking 10 times maybe across the year. And then even like New Year's Eve then, I had maybe 10 or 12 drinks across the day, starting at like 12. That's like 1 hour. Like, I wasn't smashed by any smack.
A half-hour job last year.
Like, and the rest.
Rugby lads. Yeah. No, I can't do it. New Year's Eve, this is how sad I am. New Year's Eve, I was in bed by 10:30.
I think I was the 1 year. My missus kept me up. And this year, we had my daughter, and she wanted to stay up. So 12:30, we were all in bed then.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Like, my missus lives in Hull, which is 5 hours away.
Yeah.
So she was down for Christmas. And then she had the option to either stay here on New Year's Eve. And I was like, babe, there's nothing we can do. You're either going to be in bed with me by 10:30, or like her friends are a bit younger, see? She's 2 years younger. So there was loads of house parties in Hull because Hull wasn't in lockdown.
Yeah.
It was like, you either stay here and we be in bed, like, can I have a bottle of wine maybe? Watch an exciting film. Or you can go get wrecked in a house party.
Yeah.
I know what I'd be choosing. So she went and had a house party in Hull, which I would have done too, to be fair.
Needs some excitement, mate. I think people are finding this new lockdown a bit harder than the first couple. Like,
it's because it's so fucking cold.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get out. Like, in the summer, when we were locked in the summer, I was working like 9 till 5 or whatever. But then you could still have another 5 hours, 4 hours of sunshine and getting out and golden hour. And I was living in the bay at the time, so you walk around the bay and it's just the water. Like, in the sun, it's banging down there. Like you do feel like now, like I've moved house. The house is miles better now for us because I've got a little girl, I've got my missus and stuff, so it's bigger. But because it's dark, like if I don't get out for a walk during the day now, when there's a bit of sunshine, 5 o'clock it's dark again. I'm like,
it's crazy.
Like, you're just fucking living in darkness.
Massively. And vitamin D, we're not getting anywhere near as much vitamin D as we should be.
Yeah.
So it does depress you. Like I can see why people are struggling more this time than last time. You wake up, like last time I was waking up at 7 o'clock every morning to do an hour on the spin bike. Now I'm waking up at 7 a.m. and I'm like, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
I'm turning over, rolling up and going back to bed.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to get up and you don't want to move in that cold. This is when injuries happen. I just don't want to train in the cold.
Yeah, it's a tough mindset. What's that?
Yeah.
So you were in Greece then, like leading up to 2016. Were you for Love Island? Were you spotted out there, or were you back here? Like, how did Love Island come about?
In Zante, when I was working for Lineker's, the owner, I used to do personal security for Geordie Shore.
Okay.
And a lot of whenever we had a PA out in Lineker's, I'd be the one to security.
Okay.
So, like, now and again, producers would come out. So the producers knew me. And in 2016, they messaged me saying, we've got Love Island coming out. We think you'd be fantastic. Do you want to apply? So I was like, yeah, go on then. Fuck it, what can come of it? What's the worst?
Yeah.
Applied. And within 10 minutes of me sending the application that night, they were on the phone saying, can you come to London tomorrow?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
Got to London the next day, did the interview. Got on camera. I'd never watched Love Island, so it was kind of awkward. I didn't know what Love Island was. I was season 2, and there was a year before me, and they were asking me these questions about Love Island, and I was like, I've never watched it. So they turned the camera off.
Yeah.
Like, right, don't say that again. The producers weren't like that. So I had to pretend that I'd seen it, etc. I left. And by the time I was getting on the train in London to go back to Wales, they rang me and they were like, you're on Love Island, basically.
Class.
I was like, fantastic. And that was literally it.
So I didn't see, I'll make a confession, right? So I started watching it. Connor was on it last year, 2020. Callum was on it 2019. So 2018 was the first year I'd watched it. So I didn't watch yours. So that must be season 4 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know a bigger secret.
Yeah, go on.
I've never watched Love Island in my life.
Have you watched your best bits back?
Fuck no. No. Not a chance. Mate, I cried twice. Why would I want to watch myself be a pussy? No.
Men are allowed to cry, pal.
Not on national television for no reason.
Over a girl.
No, that was the worst thing. Once was over a girl. Once because my best mate got voted out of the villa.
Oh, that's nice though. See, you've got a nice heart in there.
Yeah, somewhere. It was the best time of my life. Don't get me wrong, but it's so different to what you think it's going to be. Jesus Christ.
It's interesting. So we've done one of these with Callum and with Connor after. Like, this sounds fucking stupid, but I did an episode of Come Dine With Me before when I was single a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
What you go through in that 12 hours of filming for a half-an-hour TV show, they are fucking polar opposites of what
it's crazy.
You'd expect.
How they edited it is mad. Like, I've seen little clips of me, and I'm like, that didn't fucking happen like that.
Nah.
So I know it's edited to obviously how they want. But people that begrudge it, people say, no, that's not fair. They shouldn't show it like that. I'm like, you agreed to go on this TV show. You know it's reality TV. They can make it out however. They've made me a lot of money. I'm never going to judge them for using the footage. You do whatever you want. I don't care. You made me money.
What was your experience at the time then? Because at the time, like, you're talking now from a position of experience, and you've been out of the villa now, 3-4 years or whatever, and you've probably grown a lot more with the emergence of new social medias, and your experience now is very different to 4 years ago. What were you like 4 years ago when you went on there, and what was that experience like for you?
I was so nervous, mate. I remember flying out there. They take, so you've got a chaperone. with you the whole week. So you get flown out. So say you fly out today, you don't go into that villa until a week later. And so you're with this chaperone for a week. And they take your phone, your wallet, everything. So you have no contact with home, with the outside world, etc.
Yeah.
And that was the first bit where this was so surreal. I'm like, I want to go. So we went to the shop and I'm like, what, can I buy anything? Like, and he's like, yeah, like I've got £1,000 for you for the week. I'm like, fuck, I'm going in then. Bought protein, bought loads, bought a gym membership for down the road, everything. I'm like, can I buy that? He's like, yeah, buy anything you want. And then that was a bit of surreal. And then the day of it, we went into the villa. I was wearing my budgie smugglers. Yes. This
Love it.
I forgot about this, actually. So they dress you to go into the villa.
Yeah.
Like, what each person, when they walk in through those doors, you don't choose that outfit. Love Island chooses that for you.
Yeah.
So they text me saying, or text my chaperone saying, can Tom get some clothes ready? We're going to come around and have a look at what we like him to wear. So I chose like some nice shorts, a nice shirt, you know, maybe a nice hat, whatever. They came around, they were like, no. Budgie smugglers. I was like, okay.
Love that.
Okay. But then they wanted me to wear a shirt with budgie smugglers. I'm like, you're ruining the look.
Yeah.
Just let me wear my Magic Mike Speedos, and that's it. But they wouldn't let me, so I had to wear budgie smugglers and a shirt. And they were the tightest budgie smugglers in the world. They were like white and black, so you could see the outline of my veins. Mind, little boy. Honest to God. And I was a little bit scared. Caroline Flack was there.
Yeah.
There was like 6 birds standing in a pool right in front of me.
Yeah.
Imagine I'd got a little bit of a... It was game over.
I'd go the other way, pal. I'd have 3 nuts and no dick.
Yeah, imagine, like, either way is bad. Either way is the worst thing possible. So that was probably the most nerve-wracking bit, walking through there. And I remember I walked through and I was like, oh my God, there's about 5,000 cameras. And they asked me, so they ask you, the guy, these are the 5 women or 6 women, I can't remember. 6. Which one would you like to couple up with? And I'm like, I don't remember anyone's names. I'm so scared. I don't remember. So she said them all again. And I was inside my own head. I didn't listen again. So she had to say people's names 3 times. And then the 3rd time, I remembered someone was called Sophie. And I was like, I'm with Sophie. And only until she stood forward, that's how I knew which one I'd with. Because I had no idea which one was.
I can't imagine like the balls you got to have to just walk in there, and you seem like a quite confident guy, but still you'd be a bit fucking skeptical and worried about it.
I think if I did it now, it'd be a totally different ball game. I'd know what to expect. I've developed as a person, so I wouldn't be as nervous. I'd be like, if people don't like me, they don't like me. But then I wanted everyone to like me. I didn't want to come across bad. So I was constantly in my own head then. But then, like, I came in, I was the first guy in. The second guy was Nathan. And Nathan is the funniest person you will ever meet in your life. Like, he walked in, ignored the girls, just ripped me for wearing budgie smugglers. He was like, what the fuck are you wearing, you dickhead? Like, so he's so funny. Straight away, everyone loved him. Yeah. So I don't think he wasn't nervous at all. Yeah. So I think it's just who you are.
That's probably a good suit of armour to wear. Just come in and just be like banter straight from the off, because no one can come for you then.
Exactly, straight away. And he was Essex, so he's got that accent. He's got that quick-witted about it. Oh, he was fantastic.
I watched a 10-minute video, right, of your highs and lows roller coaster, the relationship in there, and it's meant like the thing that baffles me with Love Island is you're in there for 40 days if you get to the final, which I didn't realise. I thought it was longer, but 40 days, right? I think you did about 33 days in there, so that's a good old stint in there with people that you don't know. But it's mental how after a day or two, people are saying, you're my missus, you're the one for me, I fucking really like you. Because in real life, you message a bird or they message you, you get ghosted then for a day or two, and then you start talking again. And like, it's probably a week or two before you even get a first date, let alone second date, or, you know, start getting physical with each other or whatever like that. Like, it's like time is sped up to like 1 week in real life is like an hour in Love Island.
Massively. But it's because everything's amplified. It's because, like you just said, you'll text once or you'll go on a date maybe tonight. That'll be 3 hours. But then you might not see this girl for another 3 or 4 days. Whereas I go on a date now and I come back to the villa. I'm still with Sophie. I'll go to the toilet. I'll come back. I'll go to bed with Sophie. I'll wake up with Sophie. There's no escape. So you get to know people on a personal level so much quicker than you ever would in the real world.
Yeah.
Massively. Because like you see the producers once or twice a day if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So you get to know every single person massively. And obviously the producers have explained the aim of the game is to couple up and so in the back of our minds we want to be in a couple. So if you're physically attracted to this person, which most people are, because everyone that goes on Love Island are decent looking. You're attracted to this person, you're like, fuck it, let's just get to know each other. And you do end up getting to know them very well, very quickly, so you invest your feelings quite quickly.
Yeah. Did you ever like kind of stop when you're just on your own or just thinking about it, just going, fuck me, this is a bit too much too soon, like outside of the
minute to yourself.
But surely like outside of the villa, Tom would say to himself, the fuck you playing at, pal?
Mate, massively, 100%. You stand outside the villa and you're like, what a fucking melt I was in there. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But you don't get 5 minutes away from the villa to think about this. You are always in the villa.
Yeah.
Like you go to bed, there's a microphone around your neck, like a necklace next to you. So you have that on 24/7. If you go for a shit, there's a camera in the shitter. You are always on camera. The one time you take in that you take it off twice.
Microphone,
Yeah, you take your microphone off twice. Once is for lunchtime when you're eating. The producers come off and they change all your batteries.
Yeah.
And the producers are there to make sure you don't talk about anything interesting.
Yeah.
Whilst you're off camera. And then the second time you take your microphone off is when you go to bed. But then you go to bed and in the head of the bed there's another microphone.
Yeah, there's and obviously there's cameras in there, isn't there? Yeah.
There's no escaping. Like you couldn't. Once we tried. You're only allowed 2 drinks a night in Love Island. You're allowed it's either 2, little stubby cans.
Yeah.
It's either 2 stubby cans or 2 glasses of wine, which for us lads doesn't touch.
Yeah.
So we were trying to plan. We were trying to heist a little bit. Like, Nath, you have your 2 cans tonight. I leave my cans on the side, so you can pick up my can and have. So you'll have 4 cans tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll have your 2 cans. So I'll have 4 glasses of wine, and you'll get a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
But then, because you're on mic, they caught us straight away.
Can't get away with anything.
Can't get away with anything. You are never, ever off camera.
Did you, there was one, I can't remember the guy's name. Now, was it Adam or Alex? And you had words with him at one point.
Adam, the Irish one, yeah.
Did you feel like that would get tasty at any point? 'Cause again, I only saw a brief sort of 5-10 seconds of that. Like, did you ever feel at any point that, fuck, this might get a little bit tasty? Because he was a bit of a lump as well.
Yeah, he's in good shape. And me and Adam now are great mates.
Yeah.
Since the villa. We became really good mates in the villa after this situation.
Yeah.
It was just, he came across a little sneaky. So he asked Sophie out. Like, I was with Sophie. And me and him had a chat. And he's like, no, I'm going to ask out Tina. And I'm going to ask out someone else. I can't remember who it was at the time. I was like, okay, sound. And I came to him asking people out on dates. And he asked Sophie. And I was like, bruv, you just lied to my face. So if he hadn't said anything in the first place and he just took her out, I'd be like, all right, so this is the aim of the game. But why are you lying to my face? Like, dick. So I got aggy. I got moody with him. And I went, and luckily, he was all right about it.
Yeah.
And then I got the wrong end of the stick with him. I thought he was a dick. 2 days later, he is probably, and still to this day, he is probably one of the nicest, genuine people I've ever met. Genuinely. He's got a heart of gold, Adam has. Couldn't slate him for one thing.
It's
genuinely.
It's interesting how, people get portrayed or try and portray themselves thinking it's a suit of armour that they're wearing because they're on TV, but the real person's actually completely different.
Massively. And I'm a bugger for this, and like I get judged because I'm big, I'm in shape, and I'm covered in tattoos. People are like, he's gonna be an asshole.
Yeah.
And I was bad for it as well. I assumed he was an asshole because he was the same. He's a good-looking lad, good shape, tattoos, Irish accent, you know, charm the birds from the fucking trees. He's gonna shag my bird. He's gonna be a dickhead. Mate, I was so wrong. I was so fucking wrong. He is lovely. Like, and I was bad for judging him, and I shouldn't have done it. Just on the way he looked.
I think that's something that we all do, to be honest, pal. I wouldn't beat yourself up too much. At least you've learned from it. What was like? You don't have to. We don't have to. What was it like after the villa, and obviously Sophie and everything that's happened? And again, at the time, were you like 24 or something going into this? Like you're fairly young still, weren't you?
Yeah, 24, 25, 24, I think it was.
It's a lot to take on for someone who's still like. As blokes, we mature a lot older. Like, I'm 35 now, and my missus would still say I'm immature. Like, we mature a lot later than girls. So to take all this on your shoulders and then be in the spotlight, be famous, be a celebrity, be on all these different shows and everything after, and then people are obviously prying into your relationship outside the villa and then everything that happened. Like, what was that like for you, and how did you kind of deal with everything, both the good and the sad, shall we say?
At the time, like just after Love Island, you're getting everything you ever wanted. Literally, you go to a nightclub, everything's paid for. You're getting bottles of vodka for free, so you don't get much bad. Obviously, like if me and Sophie had an argument, it would have been everywhere in the newspapers, etc. But you kind of get used to people knowing your business really quickly. So straight after, it was fantastic. It was lovely. It was the worst bit about it was going shopping. I remember me and Sophie went shopping in Bristol. It took us 2 hours in one shop. 2 hours.
Everyone wants pictures and stuff.
Everyone. And don't get me wrong, you can't be a dick. You can't say no, sorry. Because if you do that once, you're a fucking arsehole for life. And
it's everywhere then, isn't it?
So you always said yes and things. And at that point, it was lovely. Obviously, a year later with Soph was a bit different. It did hit me. 2 years later, it did hit me. And again, Mike did it as well, didn't he? I knew Mike was a lovely guy as well. But the worst thing is, the media make it out to be something it's not. It was what Sophie did was fucking horrific. What they all did that horrible. But people blame Love Island, and it's not Love Island. People say you don't get support. There's a woman called Marcy. She rings you after Love Island. You get voted out or you leave. You have to have a psych meeting with her when you leave. She rings you once a week for 6 weeks to check you're all right. You have her number. If you ever feel down, you can ring her. Like, Love Island do give you all the support you need. And I think people and that's me. I was the closest person to Sophie, and I'm saying that. So people that are saying no, they don't give you support. They leave you high and dry. They should be doing more. Are looking for publicity. That's all they're doing. They want to get in the fucking newspapers and make a bit more money out of this situation. But they're lying. Like, ITV do everything they can to support you, and it's not. They don't just contact you when something bad happens. Every week for 6 weeks after Love Island, things were fantastic for me. Marcy would still ring me to check I was all right. Like Lewis, the producer, he's a Welsh lad. He texts me every now and again, check I was all right. I was life all the time. There's a guy called Henry. Henry's rang me 3 or 4 times just to check. Like, and this was before the thing happened with Sophie. So the support is fantastic, and I disagree with people slating Love Island and ITV for the lack of support they give, because there is plenty.
How do you as a person, not Tom Powell in the spotlight or on Instagram, but how do you, in your 4 walls, deal with those highs, but more so probably the lows? Like, how do you get through them, and how do you get out of bed in the morning and get yourself to a stage where it's not it's not stopping you from being the person you are, if that makes sense.
I don't think I've ever been like that. Touch wood, I've never felt anxiety. I don't understand the feeling of anxiety. So like my girlfriend at the time has had it quite a lot. My ex had it quite a lot, and I'd support her as much as I can, but I can't empathise because I've never felt it. I've never felt depressed. I've never, even in these lockdowns, I've never been like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed. There's nothing to do. I've never ever been like that. I've always kind of been positive. Yeah, I get angry. But that's probably the fucking juice. But
that's a different emotion, though. Like, at least you're showing something there when you get angry. You're like, you're letting your frustrations get out, you know?
Yeah. Like, I am short-tempered sometimes. Even when I'm off cycle, you know, that juice doesn't change me. That was a joke. I am quite short-tempered. My old man is short-tempered.
Yeah.
But when it comes to getting out of bed every day, I'm positive every single day. I have lows sometimes, but I just put on a bit of music, get on the spin bike, get in the gym. After, I'm as happy as Larry. Or I spend half hour with your dog. Give me a dog for a day, and I'm happy. So, like, I've never experienced this depression or this, you know. So Sophie was depressed. Like, she'd go out on a booze for 2 or 3 days, then she'd have a come down so hard. She'd switch her phone off and not talk to me for 3 days. She'd book herself to a random hotel. Not speak to me for days, and I'd worry about it. But I couldn't understand the feeling because I've never, even I have a massive sesh today. Do you know you get beer fear the next day?
Yeah.
I don't really get beer fear.
I don't really.
I don't get anxious about saying something stupid or a countdown, or I don't feel that down ever, which I'm very, very lucky. And more so lately. I'm really into James Smith. I don't know if you've read James Smith's books.
The PT, hopefully, I spoke to one of his guys, hoping to get him on here at some point.
Mate, fantastic guy. I spoke to him a few times on social media, and that's the best thing about having a blue tick. You can fucking DM anyone and they reply. It's amazing. I'm telling you, everyone will reply to you with a blue tick. It's fucking class.
I need a fucking blue tick, man.
Honestly, it's amazing. Like, the boys are like, you couldn't DM her and she reply. I'm like, watch this. Carol Vorderman replied to me. I'm telling you, like, that's the best thing about it. But anyway, like, I spoke to James Smith a few times, and I really agree with his outlook on life. Be happy. Like, if you've got a six-pack, let's face it, you're probably not fucking happy because you're restricting so much of your life. So I'm like, do you know what? Like, I've wanted a six-pack my whole life. I've tried to diet my whole life, whereas I can't go out with the boys because I'm dieting or this and that. And I'm like, fuck, this is making me not happy. Why can't I accept this? So I've read both James Smith's books. I've read a few different things like Michael Heppel's How to Be Brilliant, and I've read quite a lot the past year, and I've changed my outlook. And one of the best ones is probably James Smith's book. Or Ross Edgley's book is good. It's fantastic, Ross Edgley. But James Smith's books have helped me quite a lot to realise happiness is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a six-pack. It doesn't have to be this, to be that. So since then, I've sort of, my happiness has just been level all the time now. I think I'm never unhappy, like, at all. Which I think is quite good.
It's definitely rare, and I think it's something that, whilst most people won't be happy all the time, because there's no way I could be happy all the time. The self-development thing is something that more people could do, and it's definitely like we all go on various journeys, whether it's physical fitness, weight gain, weight loss, mental health, or personal development. I think more people could do it. Like, did that come off the back of Sophie, or was that something that you felt you needed to do anyway because you were stuck in a cycle?
A bit of both. Again, obviously, I didn't understand when I was with Sophie and she got depressed because she did quite a lot. I didn't understand, and I wanted to understand it sometimes, but I couldn't empathise because I hadn't felt it, and I felt quite bad sometimes that I couldn't understand what she was going through. And then afterwards, you have all this media. Like, when it happened, I had so much media coverage, they wouldn't leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I got into like a bit of mental health and involved in a few charities and a few this and that, talking about mental health and things, trying to raise awareness.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, we're trying to raise awareness, but we're not doing anything about it. We're developing, yes, we have mental illnesses. It is very important to, you know, share it, talk about it. But then, as individuals, if I have a mental illness or I feel low, me as an individual aren't doing anything for myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to do is we develop, or we say we've developed these mental illnesses or whatever, but we're not actually trying to do anything. We need to read more self-help books. Go to a therapist, because going to a therapist is weird. No, it's not. We need to normalise go into therapists and talking about your problems.
So it's not as taboo.
As individuals that are depressed, don't do these things. We don't go to the gym. Like, gym releases endorphins and massively helps you, but we don't do that. So I think as individuals who are in this situation need to try and do this as well as just talk about it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. I think we don't get outdoors enough. We don't look after ourselves enough. You know, people are all about, you know, mental health, and then, I don't know, you know, what they eat, what they drink, but they're not actually looking after their bodies, and they're not, you know, you look at obesity and all the other things that actually, if you got out more, looked at what you ate and just started being a bit more healthy, it's all a bit of a cycle. Like, you start one and the rest slowly kind of fall back into place a bit. And then you just kind of get better and better. And it's not to say that you can only eat chicken and broccoli and chicken and rice or whatever, but it's got to be that healthy balance, I think. You know, as a nation, we are. And look, I'm carrying a load of weight at the moment, but at the same time, before lockdown, I was doing CrossFit sessions 5 times a week. And, you know, last night I did 28K on the watt bike. So as much as I'm carrying weight, I'm a fit, fat guy, if that makes sense. I'm not even fat, but...
Have you seen a brand? There's a brand called Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat.
No, I haven't, no.
Mate, it's fucking brilliant. Honest to God, have a look. It's called Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat. Sorry for promo. They're probably going to love me for this because I'm not actually affiliated with them whatsoever. I just really like the brand. They've got like pizzas, and with, instead of pepperonis, it's bumper plates. And it's things like that. Like, and it's about like CrossFitters. You don't have to, I hate people that are scared of the cult of CrossFit saying you need to be in amazing shape to do it. No, you don't. Everything is scalable. Like, I've torn my pec off, so I can't do specific movements. But you can scale the movements. Like, and there's a few people online that are dicks about it, you know. But most of my mates that are into CrossFit, we're not in great shape. Yeah. You don't need to be. Like, it's not about that. It's not about, CrossFit isn't about getting in shape. Yeah. And I think a lot of people think it is. I think I really like CrossFit. I think it's because, like, I was one of those, right? So I used to casual gym goer, but love my food, love my drink. I would do enough to get by, but I could run 5K or 10K slowly if I needed to, and I could complete it, right? Yeah. I could get through 80 minutes of rugby, albeit if I was about 10 kilos lighter, I'd be a fucking much better player. But I was fit enough, right? And then I was just getting bored of going to the gym, doing weights. And so I train at UFit. I don't know if you know UFit in Cardiff. Fantastic gym. One of the best gyms I've been to. Yeah, Jordan's doing some great stuff there. And they've got, they're not a CrossFit gym, but they've got a container section now. A little box on the right-hand side, yeah. Yeah, and they're extending it right out now. And I started going there, and I said to the coaches there, I said, look, I'm not weak. I'm fairly strong in conventional, you know, squat, bench, whatever, right? But I can't do any of the movements where it's overhead or, you know, my shoulders are like shoulders are done, broken wrist, torn both my biceps, so many surgeries and injuries, right? But I'll commit to it. And before this lockdown, you know, I must have done, I'd say 10 to 14 weeks. I can't remember exactly. But my weights obviously started off fairly low. But by the end of that, they're fucking flying. And it was because I'd learned how to do the movements properly. So now I've got a bit of a home gym, like, basics.
but I can keep doing the movements and stuff. And like for me personally, the class environment has been amazing because there's people around you who, on certain equipment, I am fitter than them. Like if it's a ski erg, there's only 1 or 2 people in those classes that will smash me on a ski erg, but on an assault bike, they'll fucking take me to the cleaners. Yeah. So different workouts suit different people. Loads of them are girls, and they're probably even more conscious than I am of being in there because some of the guys are in good nick and stuff. But it's an environment where I've got to know people. They've become friends. No one's got their top off. There's no egos because they wouldn't allow people with egos to fucking go in there and do it.
At all.
It's just people who want to train, and it's get fitter. Like, it's not even about getting stronger or looking better. Most of them just want to get fitter.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it's about maybe not getting fitter, about bettering yourself.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably a better way of putting it.
That's why I like. Before, a year ago, talking about CrossFit, I would have liked CrossFit, but I wouldn't have loved it like I do. After doing my level 1, I did my level 1 in Reebok CrossFit Cardiff. Yeah. And the boys there were fantastic. And since then, I've developed a love for it. Like the principles of it, they want you fit in all aspects. Wise, your strength, your cardiovascular, hand-eye coordination, everything. So you're a well-rounded athlete. Whereas my whole life, I did a news article in Cosmopolitan magazine, massive magazine, and I was the front cover, and I did a 6-page spread on steroids. I was probably the first influencer or TV person, whatever, to come out and admit about steroids. So I did a massive spread about it. And I said in there, I've always trained to look good, to pull better looking birds. Story. It's the whole reason why I've ever trained. Yeah. And the past 2 years, I've just flipped that on its head massively, and I've never enjoyed training as much as I have right now. Yeah. Like I still do the spin bike every morning, an hour to keep relatively lean. Yeah. But I'm going in the gym and I'm not fucking doing flies to get my chest bigger. Yeah. I still do hypertrophy. I do a push-pull complex once a week, but most of my sessions are WODs, CrossFit WODs, and I follow like Ryan Fisher's programs, etc. Yeah. And it's just a different way of training, and it's opened up my eyes massively to the world of CrossFit. And me, I'm not sure if I'm at a stage yet where I would join a CrossFit gym specifically, but it's definitely changed the way I train and my enjoyment for training, which is why I struggled so much in the first and second lockdown training. Luckily, one of my mates is an online PT, and he gave me sessions. Like I worked with him, and he kept me. He got my strength up, and he kept me on the straight and the narrow road, straight and narrow. But I missed that class environment. So for me to then be back in the gym and to look at those CrossFit classes, I was nervous at first, but now. Like, I struggle most with the bodyweight stuff. I'm 120 kegs, right? Burpees are fucking brutal for me because I'm so heavy. And where I tore my groin years ago and never got it fixed, that movement fucking hurts me. Box jumps. It's a lack of mobility then. Yeah, and mobility is my biggest weakness across all my joints. Box jumps. It's just a box jump. I mean, when you're 120 kegs, it's not just a box jump. No, I'd like to chuck 20 box jumps. Mate, most of the people in there, the boys especially, are probably around 80, 90 max, right? Well, I put 30, 40 kilograms, 30, 40 kg fucking plate there, or dumbbell, and I'll jump with it. Well, we look at like Matt Fraser, in my opinion, everyone will say this is wrong. Froning was the best of all time in my eyes. Yeah. Like, I love Rich Froning. I'm gutted because I've heard he's a dick. But in my eyes, him at his best will beat Fraser at his best. Yeah. 90% of people will disagree with me and think Matt Fraser is the best of the best of the best. Yeah. But if you look at them, they look jacked. They look big. Yeah. But you meet them in real life, they're 5'5". They are like 70 kilos. Yeah. And then now you know why they're so fucking good. Yeah. They're not big frames. Now, I think not Velma. Who was the tall one? I don't know. Games. the tallest person to like ever compete is 6'2", and he's never won it for good reason because he's so tall. But he is like this. There's no muscle mass in him. So people like us, with those conventional like box jumps, burpees are my forte. You can make me do 1,000 burpees now, and I'd be hell yes. I love a burpee. Weirdly, I've turned something I hate into something I fucking love. Right now, like I tend to put burpees in my WODs as a break for me. Because I could probably, it's really strange, I know. I could probably do 50 burpees now and not really be able to breath. But it's because I tore my chest off.
Yeah.
Coming up to, was it a year, 2 years ago, I tore my pec completely off and I had surgery to repair it all. So I couldn't do press up for ages. And I thought, the only way I'm going to fucking get better at burpees is by doing them. Yeah. And I did them. During the first lockdown especially, I was doing, for the first week I did 100 burpees a day. The second week was 150, then 200, then 250 a day, every single day, until I got good at fucking burpees. But then you make me run a 5K. You want to make me run a 5K now and I'll die.
Yeah.
Like this, because I practiced it and I haven't practiced enough running. So my running, that's the poor bit of my game. Like you can put me on an assault bike, sound, because I've got one, I practice it. A skier, I've got one, I practice it. But when it's running, because I don't fucking like it, I'm bad at it. Really bad.
I'm the same with running. I hate it. My joints don't like it. So I got a watt bike now. I've lent one off UFit for lockdown. And it's a racing seat. So you sit on that, mate, and like heavy guys, it's painful. But I'm 3 or 4 rides in now. And last night I did 28K on the watt bike. That's the longest I've ever done. Hour and a bit like. And
buy a gel seat. They're $3.99 on eBay. Buy a gel seat. It's the best thing I've ever done. I've got one on this one. Honestly, you're like sitting on a cloud, mate. I can do 2 hours on it while watching ballers. I'm happy as Larry. My gonads are safe. I'm telling you, I'm fine.
I've just written that down now, mate. Class.
Honestly, it's the best thing you'll ever do. Just buy it. They're like $3.99. I think my mate picked one up in like B&M bargains.
Yeah.
Honestly, it'll change the bike for you. It's amazing.
I'll have a look. It's just getting used to it. The bone between like your balls and that just hardening up a bit, you know.
Oh, it is. And my ass aches afterwards. I have to stand up for like 30 seconds, wriggle about.
Yeah.
To get blood, and then I can.
So like I have to straighten my body out again, like.
Yeah.
I know how you feel, pal. Hey, look, I want to. I'm taking a bit of your time here on a Saturday afternoon. I want to just have a chat about, you've mentioned a few times like social media and people, and you know, people might not agree or disagree. Like, do you ever take much heat on social media, or like how has that ever kind of affected you? Because I think we live in an age now, this is probably more for listeners maybe than you, but we live in an age now where people compare themselves to everyone else all the time. And, you know, people look at Instagram, for example, and they see the highlight reel and think that's the reality when we all know it's not. Like, you know, at your worst and with things that have happened and obviously the highs that you've had coming out of Love Island, like, how have you found social media? And, like, do you get much heat on there at all in a negative way, or is it all right for you?
I live my life by the saying, comparison is the thief of joy.
That's good, that is.
Because it is. It really is. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, right, my training is fantastic. But compared to Matt Fraser, I'm a fucking noodle. I do nothing. But do you know what I mean? But in myself, I feel great until I look at him. Or until I look at people much better than me. Or like, I think, you know, I'm pretty good looking until I look at a model. And then I'm like, I'm fucking ugly. So like, I live my life by comparison as a thief of joy, because the second you compare yourself to others, you're instantly on a downer. And you always compare people that are better than you at something. You never go, oh, this guy's worse than me. You always compare yourself to better people all the time. And what you don't realize is social media is massively fake. We only show, me being an influencer, I fucking hate that term.
Yeah.
Or me being in you know, the public eye quite a lot.
Yeah.
I know I only show you what I want to fucking show you. Like, if I'm having an argument with my bird, I'm not fucking putting this on my story. I'm not holding the camera. Like, here we are. Watch this, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. We don't do that. We show the best bits.
Yeah.
So social media is such a highlight reel. people need to realise, like as individuals, they post the best bits. So they need to realise people also only post the best bits. There's things like Facetune. You can fucking airbrush your cheeks. So you look better. You can put abs on yourself. You can do this. You can do that. I'm like, it's mental. Like, I didn't know you could do all this. Like, until last summer, one of the boys showed me this app where you can bring your waist in, and I'm like,
You see, I've seen girls that I know who are good looking and in good shape do it, and like the door frame then would be like bent slightly because they pulled the picture in, and it's like it's sad that we live in a generation that they feel the need to do that so they get a few extra likes maybe, or like it's a false confidence that they're portraying.
Massively. This generation, we are hunting for likes. We are hunted to be accepted. It is all about social media, and we feel we're looking for gratification off other people by a like button.
Yeah.
Literally all it is. And it means nothing. You double click in someone's photo. Like, that means nothing. Now, I double click everyone's photo. I'll go on it and I'll double click every single photo on my newsfeed because I know that can kind of boost someone's ego. That can boost someone's day. The more likes you get, the happier they tend to be. So on every single photo that I see, I like. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. It could be someone's dog. It could be someone's tits. I will double click everything because it can boost someone. And it is sad that we get justification by someone liking your photo.
Yeah.
But it is the world we live in right now, and I think people need to not.
Do you get carried away with it sometimes as well, though? Like it sounds like you don't get too bogged down with the negativity or the bad side of social media. Do you sometimes get carried away, or are you quite level in that as well? That actually that you don't get caught up too high, but you also then you very rarely get low.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really get much shit on Instagram. When Sophie passed away, I got a few nasty messages of people.
Yeah.
But then I probably got 1,000 messages. 5 of them were nasty.
Yeah.
The rest were lovely supportive messages. So we've got to realise that these people that are saying nasty shit, they don't mean anything. They're not going to have any influence or effect on your life. So you need to not take what they say. Like, don't fucking let it affect you, because it doesn't. Yeah. It makes no difference in your life. You're probably never going to meet these people. They shouldn't have an impact on your life.
Yeah.
Luckily, touch wood, I don't get much shit. I think the worst thing, apart from that, obviously, in general, the worst thing people say was I had a fucking shit ponytail on the top. What do they call top knots?
Top knot.
I had a shit top knot for a while. I'm like, to be fair, I did have a shit top knot. You're right. But I don't really get much. Like, people message me saying, "Oh, you fucking Jew said." Yeah, I take steroids. And what?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing people say. Like, and the second, it just doesn't affect me. And because they're not that nasty, to be fair, like, it does. I don't really care, to be honest.
I think there's something to be said for your outlook, pal. Like, obviously, we don't know each other that well, but you seem to enjoy life and take it for what it is rather than what people think it should be. And it seems like you're getting the best out of it.
I try to, because I've realised, like, growing up, we are all taught the right way to live is get married, have kids, buy a house, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for me, I always felt that pressure to do that.
Yeah.
I don't fucking want that. I don't want that at all. I don't care about getting married. It does not affect me. If my bird now was like, I never want to get married, I'd be like, fantastic. I saved myself 40 grand on a wedding. Great.
Yeah.
Fucking winner. A wedding is a party for everybody else.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'm paying for their fucking, you know. So for me, a wedding, I don't need a wedding to tell my missus I love her every single day.
Yeah.
I don't need that. If she wants to get married, then yeah, we'll spend the money on it, because that's what she wants to do. Buy a house. I could have bought like 5 houses by now and gotten the I don't want to do that, because that means I'll be stuck in this country. My idea of a life is settling with a girl who I love totally and entirely.
Yeah.
But I want to travel the world. My lifestyle is like, I don't think I'd ever buy a house. I'd probably rent everywhere, because it gives me the ability to go, I'm done, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And go somewhere else. And to some people, that's fucking crazy. They don't understand that. I'm like, with kids, I'm like, maybe one day. That is a big maybe. Like, I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I'm such a kids person, but I also fucking like giving them back.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a little bit too selfish to have children. And I don't know if that selfishness will ever go away.
But that's,
to be honest,
the fact that you're aware of that means that your relationship now, future relationships with your family or whoever who might put pressure on you, you're aware that that's how you are. And at this moment in time, that's what you want to do. That's not to say that, in 5 years' time, in 2 years' time, things won't change. Your perspective might change, outlook, the world, the situation, whatever. And you can allow yourself then to grow into that space as well. So it is.
Life is a lot longer than we think, and we develop and we change these emotions and what we want so much in life.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, your outlook is totally different to how your outlook is now.
Completely.
And I think we need to accept that we grow into different people at different stages in our lives.
Yeah.
But for me, this person I am now I've been this person for a long time about not wanting to get married, but it's not a priority. Big thing for me. Priorities have been travel memories, and they've been this for a while, and I can't see them changing for a while either. But then if my girlfriend would say, I want to get married, I'd be like, okay, we will get married, but it is for you.
A good friend of mine, Matthew Tidball, said, memories are better than dreams, pal, because at least you lived it.
Yeah, see, I love that. I love that outlook. Like, just do it. Just try this. What you're scared to do, just do it. Because everyone's all about, oh, what if it goes wrong? What if this goes really wrong? What if this is crap? What if, and you get scared? What if, just flip it on its head. What if this goes exactly how you want it to go? What if this goes better than what you expect it to go? Like, we're always nervous about trying new things.
Yeah.
How about trying to be excited? Instead of being nervous, get excited for it, because this could be the best decision you've ever done. People are always like, oh my God, I might regret this. But what if it is the best thing you've ever done?
I completely agree, mate. I think too many people worry about judgment from others as well. And, unfortunately, some people won't like it, but your opinion doesn't pay my fucking bills. It doesn't provide me with happiness. So I agree with you. Go and try it. And I had this conversation with someone today who's setting up their own business, right? And I said, I'd rather fail trying than and take the abuse or the perceived banter from people. I failure, didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather fucking try and fail and go back then to find a job or live in wherever I'm living or whatever it is, because I can always do that. I can always find a job. I can always move home or whatever. But like you said, go and start that coffee shop in Bali. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? You spunk your money, it doesn't work out, you come back to Wales and you work in the gym.
Exactly.
You haven't lost anything.
At all, ever. I think that's what people need to do more of, is believe in themselves.
I agree, mate. Well, a nice way to finish the podcast there. Fair play to you, pal. I think we've gone on some journey, mate. I just want to say a big thanks to Tiny Rebel Brewery. They give us a beers here every episode. It's Club Tropica. You had a knocko today. Big thanks to everyone that subscribes, downloads, rates, and reviews. Appreciate the feedback. Had some good feedback over the last few weeks, over a couple of the episodes, so I really appreciate that. Have a look at the back catalogue. There's another 59 episodes back there across Apple, Spotify, just wherever you listen to your podcast. Look out for hopefully a new website coming soon and some other stuff, but we'll keep you updated on that. Tom, where can people find you on social media, pal?
My Instagram is I am Thomas Powell. And we won't get onto the OnlyFans. We'll just leave it at that.
Your Twitter or Facebook or anything?
I've got Twitter and Facebook. It's just Thomas Powell.
Thomas Powell.
The one with the blue tick is the real one.
Yeah, not one of these fake ones charging people money.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I hope in the future at some point, pal, we can have a beer and have a chat, especially over in Zante as well. I'm always up for that, mate. So
definitely.
Take care. Look after yourself. Good luck. Hopefully you can get the gym back open again soon, and we'll catch up soon, all right?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, no, I appreciate it, pal. You look after yourself. Take care.
And you, mate. Ta-ra.
Cheers, mate. Ta-ra. Bye.